Hello everybody, my name is Mette NIELSEN and I am from GROHE and I'm the marketing leader for the Nordic and the Baltics, and I'm also responsible for sustainability. So today we are going to talk about some different topics, but one thing that is really important is design with a purpose. We need to continue doing this, still ensuring that we are thinking about tomorrow, also thinking about the resources we are using. So today I will explain a bit how we can support in this, and also before we do that I want to give a short introduction to GROHE. GROHE is a part of LIXI, and more than 1 billion people every day touches our surface, meaning that a lot of people have an impact of what is happening and what is going on. And one thing that is very important is GROHE has for more than 20 years worked with sustainability. And this is one of our key priorities and key focus areas. And I will show a few examples of how we are working with it. There are some different pillars: climate changes, water sustainability, and circular economic. So the first part here, this is our missions for 2050, where we are going to reduce up to 50% of our CO2. And this is a part of scope 1, 2, and 3. I will not go into the details, but I imagine you know all the details behind this. And the second part is also how can we save water but still have a really nice experience. And we have a lot of technologies that can support this, and I will explain this in details later. But we have a lot of visions where we want to still give the same nice water feeling but still save a lot of resources in the usage of water. Last but not least, the circular economic. This is a very crucial part, because how can we still have a very nice product and don't throw out? How can we reuse it? And here I will make a cliffhanger on purpose, where later I will show a pilot project we are working on and are doing together with a customer to ensure that we are using resource-saving solutions. Okay, our brand pillars. I think it's quite relevant that you know the value behind GROHE, because here you get an idea what our focus area is. First of all, quality. We need to ensure when we touch a surface on our faucets, like you have a feeling that that's a part of you, and you really want that design in your home. And this is something we are working with all the small details in our design, that we go into those and ensure they really apply to this. And then if you go to the next one, oh, that was fun. Now it works. If you go to the next one, technology, this is a very important part for finding a way of thinking about tomorrow, thinking about how can we still have a very nice home and a very nice design, but still ensure that we have a technology where you actually use less water without even knowing it. Meaning, like when you brush your teeth, a lot of people, for instance, forget to turn off the water. How can we actually ensure that we have a technology where we then use less water or no water? So there are a lot of technologies we have taken into consideration, ensuring that we are more looking at a good way of spending our resources. And I will go into more details later. We will go to the toilet and to the bathroom and kitchen, where I will show you how we are doing these and different things with the technology. Okay, design. That's the key of everything that we do, of course. And it's very important. As you can see, we have gotten more than 680 different very nice awards in international level. So every day, every time we do something, we think about the design. How can we do that? We don't want to compromise this. We can still make a beautiful home without compromising on the design. On the contrary, design comes first, and then we ensure all the other parts are there as well. So this is still a very key element for our brand DNA. Last but not least, for GROHE, sustainability is also one of the key benefits. As said, we have worked with it for more than 20 years, and we are CO2 neutrals in our factory. And for also one thing we did a few years ago, we removed all the plastic in our packaging. So this was 37 million plastic pieces removed. And this is every year. So it's not only 1 year, it's continuing because we changed it. So these are some of the focus areas we constantly have focus on. And if we then go in and think, okay, what can we do in a home? it's like not only, it's skipping, sorry. It's not only about what are we doing at a factory and things like that. It's also what can we do in our own home and still have a really nice design and a really nice feeling, no compromise, but still being able to get this very nice feeling. And what we are doing is we are having a lot of solution where we have water and energy saving. And one of the first one is our Sensia Pro. This is a shower toilet where you actually can have a very, very nice feeling. I know a lot of people, when they go to the toilet, it's actually their time. They want to calm down and relax and really feel themselves. And a lot of people use a lot of toilet paper. Sorry, but that's the case. But if you have a shower toilet, you can actually save per person 50 kilos of toilet paper a year. And I think that's a very, very relevant part. And you still get clean, no worries about that. So it's something that I think is very nice. And it's also a trend that we see are growing more and more. And I believe in a few years' time, much more homes will have a shower toilet. So this is the first part in a toilet where you actually need to enjoy and have your free time. If we then continue into the bathroom, then we have the EcoJoy. That's another technology where instead of having a high flow on your really nice faucets in your bathroom, you have the same feeling, but the flow is lower, meaning you save up to 50% of the water that you're using in your bathroom. And one thing that is so nice here is we have a very classic and a very beautiful style essence, and GROHE made even a further essence crafted version. As you can see here on the picture, you can see the handle has this very nice crafted solution. This is still with EcoJoy, so you still get a plus and plus benefit here, so you don't have to compromise on your style. You can still think about tomorrow and still think about a resource-saving lifestyle. So basically this is really, really nice, and EcoJoy is something where you don't have a feeling that you don't get the water that you need. If you then go to thermostats, that's also something that is very relevant, because here again you can save water because the temperature is stable, so it's not going up and down, meaning that you actually have a more calm and relaxed time, first of all in your bath, but it's also stable. And this means again you can save up to 50% of your water because you don't have to turn and switch on and off. So from that point of view, it's actually a very also user-friendly way of making a bathroom. And this is a really nice new look we have made. This is Aqua Intelligent, and here, Aqua Tiles, and here, this is GROHE Spa, and this is our premium brand, and it's really beautiful. It's built in, and it gives a very simple and very minimalistic style in your bathroom, but still give the feeling that you want to go into your bath and enjoy the time, and still don't compromise and don't do anything that is not good for the environment. So you actually also in that sense save up to 50% of your water. Then if you go here, this is actually a picture from a local place here in Vilnius. So it's a really beautiful product. It's a 3D printed product, and it's a touchless faucet. And actually, a lot of people forget, as I said, when they brush their teeth, they forget to turn off the water. And you spend more water than you think, actually. But this is a solution where, for instance, if you brush your teeth or if you wash your hands, then actually it turns off if your hands are not near it. And this means you can actually save up to 70% of your water. But no compromise in the design. The design is amazing. And again, this is our premium brand, GROHE Spa, and it's very unique. And this is like 3D printed. It's made especially for this location. So it's very unique in that sense. And overall here, the purpose again here is still giving the design with purpose, but without compromising on anything that we are doing and that we want to do. If we then go now together to the kitchen, There's also solutions here where we can have a very nice experience. And this is GROHE Blue. Here again, a lot of people are going out and buy plastic bottles and bringing them home, taking them back as a return. It's a lot of resource and it's a lot of time we are spending. But actually, if you have a GROHE Blue in your home, you can save 800 bottles of plastic a year per family, if you are 4 in a family. Because it's actually an easy way, because you get cold water directly from the faucet with or without gas. And it's a very, very beautiful design. And basically, this is something, every time I have people home visiting my home, I have one, they are like, oh, I want that. What? That's something I like, because they don't want to spend time on all these bottles. And it's a very minimalistic, very beautiful design. And again, you get a lot of benefits, but no compromising in your home. It's quite sensitive, sorry. One thing that is a key, and that we are seeing as a big need trend, especially for public buildings, is that we see more and more certificates and declarations are needed. So if you make a bigger building or something like that, if you want to get a better mortgage, you actually need to have like proof of how you have built and what impact does the products you have used in the building have on your processes and on the entire house, and also for the future. So we here, GROHE, can support with this, of course. For instance, the EU taxonomy. Here we can tell about the flow. Here we can show that we are applying to the rules with regards to EU taxonomy. And also we have EPDs that also ensure that the LCA calculation. And this life cycle assessment is actually showing how much CO2 and what is the impact on the environment for the product. One thing that is relevant is there are different EPDs. There are one that are cradle to gate, and there are one that are cradle to grave. In cradle to grave, you include all phases, also the usage phases. A lot don't include that, but that's actually the highest percentage of impact. But we have all phases in our EPDs, and this means you get a more precise EPD and better LCA calculation. And this is something that is quite unique, and there are also 3 types of EPDs. There is the generic EPDs, there are the product EPDs, and project-specific EPDs. And we have the product-specific EPDs. So again, here we have gone an extra mile to ensure you get more details when you actually are going to build something. And the impact of this is, in a lot of markets, you actually can get a more green mortgage because you can prove what you actually have done. And this is something that is really relevant. The EPDs, as you can see, also cover DGNB, LEED, and BREEAM. So the life cycle assessment cover a lot of the things that are needed from different customers. So if you have any questions or anything, you can always reach out to my local colleagues here, and they will definitely help you if there is anything. Then EcoVadis. This is an international evaluation where you look at a company of how good they are in different things and are thinking about sustainability. And here we have gold. And this means that we are part of the top 5% of the companies that actually can prove how much do they save in resources, how much do they reuse material, all these kind of things. And this is, again, a quite unique thing that we are among the top 5 within EcoVadis. And this is something we see more and more now are also being asked. So I believe, if you haven't heard about it, I believe you soon will hear about EcoVadis, definitely. One thing that is so important to say, and what I also showed, is we are not compromising the design. We set the design in focus. We still put that as our key, but we still ensure that we together go out and have a resource-saving lifestyle. And this is something that is crucial for all of us, because we know, for instance, in some markets, the resources they have were already used in March. So we need to think about what to do going forward and how can we actually together be more cautious about what we are doing, but not compromising how our home looks. And this is something we know and we can help with, because we still have a lot of really, really beautiful products, and they are definitely not in any way not complying with all the rules and everything. So we can ensure that this is definitely a win-win solution. I want to show the case where we were challenged, and I mean this in a positive way, by a customer, because they wanted to really have GGNB Platinum. And if anybody knows what this is, it's the highest level you can ask to get a building. So it's amazing if you are able to do that. And basically they asked us, how can we in any way go in? There it is. Sorry. How can we in any way go in and find a solution where we don't just use and throw out? And here we challenged ourselves in the way we did it, because we were thinking, how can we actually reuse our products? And the way we did it here, together with Felleby, is we are, first of all, installing their products in their buildings. And then every time it's possible, we are repairing. And then to a certain period, the person in the building is not able to repair it anymore. Then we get it back, do further repairs locally, and then we sell them with 2-year warranty. So it's going to be reused. And this is the first time I think we are one of the first brands, GROHE, in Europe to actually do this. And this is something that is quite unique. And we see even more and more people are asking about this, because it's actually going to be a big topic. Like, for instance, for electronics, it's already an EU law that you have to take back, repair, and resell. So I believe in a short period, this is actually something that will be a law that we as suppliers also need to do this. So we are first movers within this, but we are very proud of it, and it's something that we definitely see as a big benefit. And again, more details about it, you can always ask us, because we definitely have more insights. As said, this is just an example. That product you can see up there has an EPD. So we don't compromise with our style. We still have the luxurious solutions, and we still design with a purpose, thinking about tomorrow, ensuring that the design is still there, but also ensuring that we have a resource-saving lifestyle. This we went through already. Here is actually a QR code in case you don't know GROHE. There's also 2 of my really nice colleagues sitting just here. But in case you don't know us, or you don't know the local contact people, you can scan this QR code, and then you can get a hold of them if you have any questions. But that was actually all from my side.